Hey bros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA, Elite Total Body Care Private Label Hair Care Company, and Crystal W Online. So today we are doing a removal of a previous alopecia weaving installation, and we're going to basically do a partial relaxer on my client, also a haircut, and then from there we're going to reinstall her extensions. So first things first, because she is getting a relaxer, I went ahead and started to gently cut down the sides and the back, just ensuring that I'm not allowing the guard on the clippers to scrape her scalp. Now, you don't have to do this part right away, but if you're going to do a relaxer, it's sometimes best to get a lot of that unnecessary or excess hair off so that the hair can be nice and straight without you worrying about having any areas that might be underprocessed, or maybe, the client is agitated, meaning their scalp, and you have to rinse it out early. So cutting it down to, as close to where you want it to be is ideal, but not required. Sometimes I do with my clients, sometimes I don't with my clients. It just kind of depends on the day. Now, I applied her relaxer. Once again, do as I say and not as I do. I used my hand to apply her relaxer, mainly for speed purposes and because I wanted to make sure that I was able to thoroughly saturate all of her hair around the sides and the back and give her time to actually process, because we are so close to her heat zone. And short hair does not take long to process, you guys. So this is not the time to sit and literally go inch by inch, piece by piece, talking, all of that good stuff. No, get that relaxer on, give it time to process, give it time to sit on the head so that when you do rinse it out, you don't have wavy hair. Really, the goal to short hair and relaxing is to not have wavy hair. You want it to be bone straight. Unlike when you have longer hair, bone straight can sometimes become problematic. But with shortcuts, the straighter it is now, the more longevity you have in your style, which is usually no more than 2 to 3 weeks before it's time for you to relax the sides and back again. So that's a little bit of the difference between having a shortcut versus longer hair, and also explains the reason why we have to relax so much more often than those of you that have longer hair. Now, in the crown, if she had a true pixie cut and not the alopecia weave, in her crown, we would not be relaxing the crown. We would allow that to get nice and thick because you can apply heat to that and straighten that area out until it's time for a relaxer, which is usually week 6 to 10, whereas the sides and the back is always week 2 to 3. Okay? So now that her relaxer is done, we also removed the previous installation of the alopecia surface. What we're going to do now is just clean up her cut, and then we're also going to start the protection process and get the preparation done for her alopecia weaving service. Now, she has hair in the actual crown, you guys, but where she is thinning is right above the occipital bone and in between the crown. Some of the thinning also proceeds or protrudes into the crown area. So this service is really ideal for someone like her, where you have an area that is scarred, it's not growing back, but you want to be able to wear the majority of your hair out. So that's exactly what the alopecia weaving service entails. And then the side and the back can be short. Sometimes I have clients who keep it long, that kind of thing. In her case, it is a short style, and then we apply the extensions in the entire crown. Now, with her hair, I also have the option to leave some of her hair out, but her hair is not really long directly at the face or right at the forehead. So that's another reason why we just cover the entire thing, and I use all of that hair in the crown as an added layer of protection over the area where she has that thinning, or she's experienced those alopecia symptoms, or she's at the place where it's scarred, but there's some follicles there. So I'm just going to tell you guys, protection is always number one, because you don't want to hinder any type of hair that she has currently. You just want to be able to give her a style that she can manage and still keep her confidence up, knowing that she does not have to worry about someone seeing that negative space or that thing that is making her feel insecure with her hair. Okay? So after I did the cut on the sides and the back, I went ahead and started the preparation for the crown area for the alopecia surface. Now, I usually can do 3, 4, sometimes 5 layers of protection, but because she has that hair in the top and she does have a good density of hair, I only did, I think, 3 layers of protection, but I started off with her hair partially dry because the first layer has to be a layer that will lay and hold the hair down. So I use gel for that. Some people, they skip the gel and they just go directly to put a stocking cap on the head, and then they will apply the silicone solution. I feel like that is not protecting the hair at all. It's really just hindering the process even more. So this is the reason why I use gel for my baseline, because gel acts as a barrier on the hair because it's thick. On top of that, when it's time for her to remove her extensions, all she has to do is rinse, 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 rinse. The gel actually gets slimy as well, so then it helps that unit to just slide right off. Okay? So before I do the mold on the sides and the back, I allow the top to be nice and dry, and I apply the extensions first. So I'm just going to be doing the preparation of the crown area, and then she'll go under the dryer for about 30 to 45 minutes because that does need to get hard before I put on the next layer. Now, when I say it needs to get hard, meaning it needs to be dry under the dryer. Extensions, this part I find very tedious, so I never really try to record it because it is kind of a long process. Placement is everything when it comes to alopecia services. If your placement is wrong, the style can start to look very wiggy. You can end up with not being able to blend it as well because it's too bulky in certain places. So it's super important that your foundation is solid, meaning your track layage is solid, and then also your blending. You want to make sure that you are doing very good blending, because this is supposed to mimic or even supposed to blend with your actual hair. So if it doesn't blend with your hair, then it kind of defeats the purpose of it being an alopecia weaving service, where really the purpose is to incorporate your hair in the style so that you can start feeling confident with your own hair rather than always being a full weave. Now, some clients do have more extensions than others. Like I said, this is a very customized service. It's on a case-by-case basis. Some of my clients, they come in with a style that they already want. Others, they come in and basically they're like, either I want it short, I want it medium, or I want it somewhat longer. And then I work with them from there to give them exactly what they want. So a lot of times people are like, wow, you keep doing the same style. It's not really that I choose to do the same style. It's really what the client wants. And if they've been watching videos of me doing these different styles, they're choosing the styles based on their needs, their look, their face shape, and what they're comfortable with. So keep that in mind, you guys, that it's not always the stylist that's choosing the style. I listen to my client first, and then I advise them. And then after I advise them, it is my job to give them, to the best of my ability, what they ask for, as long as it is achievable. Now, for care of this service, all she really has to do is pin curl the top, which is her crown area. Around the sides and the back, she's just going to put her wrap on or a scarf. I do not recommend a bonnet for any form of protection of this service. I don't recommend a bonnet for anything, to be quite honest. Bonnets should be worn if you work in a cafeteria, and that's really supposed to be a hairnet, not a bonnet. Okay, I am not a fan of the bonnet. I'm sorry. Anyhow, once I'm done with the blending, I go ahead and use our Elite Silk Wrap Foam to mold her down. So if you recall, I did not mold the sides and the back. I only did the preparation of the crown. So now is when I'm going to mold the sides and the back to melt or marry the extensions with her hair. And if your blending is done right, it will literally marry together as though you had just did a shortcut with only her hair. So you guys take note and really look at this mold. Do you see any big lumps, bumps, or gashes? No, because I made sure that my blending was on point. Outside of that, she will go under the dryer for anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes, just to let the foam wrap dry. After the foam wrap dries, it's more about styling at that point, because I have a canvas to work with as though I was working with a client who had a true pixie cut, and it was all their hair. Now, I like to use the long wrap strips rather than the short ones now, because I'm able to get almost 2 wraps from it. And you'll see what I mean on other videos. You would have seen what I meant before. Once she's dry, we're gonna go ahead and give her her curls. So she has more of a feathered bang kind of situation going on, a little more texture, a little more shape. And then the good thing with this service is I want you guys to like really look at that blend in the back. So it really just looks like she has a short style and her neck is tapered down and it literally cascades into each other. That is what we are looking for. We want it to look as natural as possible. And I want you guys to comment down below and tell me if you feel like it is blended really well. Is it blended? Yes. Is it not blended? No. Let's get some real honesty here. And then outside of that, I'm just carving out her hairline, meaning giving her an edge with some detail. And then we're just going to go through and curl her. Now the iron that I'm using for my curls is the 1-inch black diamond ceramic iron from H2 Pro. All of the products that you guys see me use today, which is the wrap foam and my irons, those are all available at EliteHairCareUSA.com. Once again, EliteHairCareUSA.com. If you're a newbie here and you wait until the end of the video, you can get a coupon code to save 30% off your first order. So definitely take advantage of that. Other than that, you guys, I'm going to let you watch the unfolding of the style. As I said before, comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about the finished style. And then, of course, tell me what you guys thought about the blend of this style. And I'll come back at the end and just kind of wrap it up. So you guys just keep watching. So now that we are done with the curling, I sprayed her with a little bit of our Goddess Polish, which is a shine and thermal heat protectant. And then I just used my wide tooth comb or a rake comb to kind of just melt everything together and really just finish up the actual style. So this style came out really, really nice. I love, love, love it. Of course, for the back area where she had all of that thinning, of course you can't see that. That's really the goal. And then going home, she won't really have to do a lot of work. If she pin curls the top and ties her scarf around the sides and the back, she'll be a-okay. And my client actually drives from another city to get this done. Really does most of my alopecia clients, which I'm super thankful for. And they travel to me to get their services done every 3 to maybe 5 weeks. Her hair was actually very intact. So I could have actually extended that life of the previous one, but she needed a relaxer really bad. But as I said, you guys comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about the blend. Tell me what you guys thought about the finished look. And then, of course, my newbies, stay on to the end of the video so you can get that coupon code to save you 30% off Elite Hair Care products. Thanks for watching, you guys.